Hey guys, it's jcsreborn Journey here, and today I worked on the Grieving video, which I'm really hoping comes out great. I wanted to sit here though and talk to you a little bit about what's really going on and let you know how I really am doing and all that good stuff and blah blah blah. But I am letting you know that I'm probably not going to work on it tonight, the Grieving video, but I'll probably work on it tomorrow, unless I don't feel like doing anything else but doing that video. But I thought in this video I would talk to you a little bit about what is going on and what I am doing to work through the whole grieving process and stuff like that. So, for those that don't know, I suffer with bipolar disorder. Bipolar disorder is a mood disorder. I've also been off all my medication for over a year, and I was doing really good, but my drug died. The person that was keeping me happy and healthy and everything like that passed away. So all the feelings that I've had before in the past, which was so long ago, just creeped up. I've been talking with some friends and trying to get into some grieving counseling and some counseling, and but it's been really difficult, like to the point where I am getting bad thoughts that I used to have when I was younger, and I'm concerned with how I feel, and I'm working on trying to get the help I need to get through this grieving process. I'm also made some decisions. I know they say don't make any decisions when you're grieving, but in regards to what I need to focus on in order to kind of keep me going, besides the whole you gotta grieve, trying my best to actually stay out of the hospital if I can. It may actually come down to the only way I'm going to get the help I need is if I am hospitalized, but I haven't been hospitalized since I was 21. And I'm 36, and I think that would be very upsetting for Denis to know what his death brought to me. And so the whole baby thing is going to be obsolete at this point. Not that I don't want to have a kid, it's just I feel there's other avenues I can take. I feel really disgusted in my own body. So I think that transitioning from male to female sooner rather than later is probably in my best interest, just to want me to stay alive. I am struggling with that. I am getting thoughts of hurting myself, and I've been in contact with my psychiatrist. I'm in contact with my PCP, and that was one of the reasons why, or actually that was the reason why I went over to my doctor's office. I hate their automated system, and I knew I needed to talk to somebody today, so I said, well, while I was heading in that direction with Javian, I figured I would go in there. I talked to the social worker there and see if maybe they can help me try and establish some kind of therapy somewhere. And also I made to see if I could actually make my appointment with my PCP sooner than the 24th. I thought that that was probably very important to do. So I get an appointment now for my PCP on Monday. Now you're probably wondering, why would I even see my PCP? So first of all, my primary care doctor was Denis's primary care doctor. And my primary care doctor has been my primary care doctor since I was 15 and a half. And I'm that type of person that just needs to stick with one doctor all the time and not do new ones. And I've reached out to another counselor, psychiatrist of mine, but he was counseling me more than psychiatry me, or he couldn't do both. At the time, it was just too complicated because medication was getting in the way of our therapy. But anyways, I reached out to him a few times, and finally he got back to me today. There's a few things. So one, as far as I got to understand what was going on. I think that he doesn't mind having a conversation with me, possibly here and there. But he doesn't want to have the responsibility of if I needed a facility or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, needed emergency assistance, that he didn't want to be, you know, with that. So he said that if I got into some counseling and did what I needed to do, to call him back, and then I can possibly be able to see him. I really want to work in the mental health field, like, even if it was just as a volunteer for now, just to get my foot in the door. I think I have a lot of assets to give to people. Right now, it's just the whole fact of trying to learn how to live without your best. How to live without your best friend. So, the other thing too is we're trying to find counseling where, because I don't want to talk about it with family, I don't want to talk about it with friends, I don't want to talk about it even here, but I want to be able to have a safe place where I can go and talk about my issues, because I don't just have one, and hopefully be able to feel comfortable enough to move forward. Just give me a second. I want you guys to know too that even playing with the babies, they help being here, but it doesn't make anything any better. Or, you know, I mean, I did that thing with Javian today, and I was still having not suicidal thoughts, but just harmful thoughts, like, and I can tell you right now that I made a promise to myself a long time ago, and even when I was talking to my doctor, my old doctor today, and I've even talked to the PCP place, that if I did need to get help, you know, I would obviously be seeking help before I did anything. I think that's important. Right now, my fear is that I don't want to be on medication. That's not my goal. My goal is not to, oh my God, now I need a mood stabilizer and blah, 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 and now her bipolar is all blah, blah, blah. I am just a grieving widow that has bipolar disorder and anxiety disorder and is learning how to live without Denis. So, I'm doing this video for you guys so you guys can see the pain. I don't share my pain with anybody. I'm not talking to anybody. Right now, this week, I've just been really trying to search for counseling. I can't say I haven't been unsuccessful, but I haven't been successful either. I have made an appointment with a transgender doctor to be able to start testosterone and ask the questions I need to ask and all that stuff. And that thing is a big, long process, so why not start it sooner rather than later? I can still work on the grieving process in the meantime. You know what I mean? The transgender isn't going away. It's actually getting worse as every day goes by. So, I can make that very clear to them. And the other thing too is, no matter what anybody says, nothing that anybody can say can make the pain go away. Like, there is nothing. It's just learning how to grieve, someone to talk to, learning the steps that I have to take to make Denis proud of me. And I'm not cutting the video out so people can see the whole conversation. And I've maybe shed a tear or two, but I haven't really cried yet. And it seems like I only get emotional when I talk about it. But it's something that has to be done. And I think we all go through this at one point in our life. But it's just something I've never had to experience in this magnitude. And I don't want to get put in a hospital because I don't want them to think that it's okay to give me medication. I don't mind medication to help me sleep so I don't go crazy. I'm fine with that. But I don't want to be sitting there and being used as a guinea pig anymore. It's just not going to happen. And that's why I thought that instead of trying to self-medicate, that was why I went to my doctor's office today, because that way he could at least help guide me in what would help. And I don't want my parents to worry. And I would never do anything to myself because I love my family that much. But when you're in a dark place, it's a lot harder than people can think. But I don't want anybody to think I'm sick again, because I'm not. I'm just a grieving person in a lot of grief. Now, this thing only does 15 minutes, so what I'm going to do is just make this into 2 parts so we can keep talking. So just stay tuned for part 2. Feel free to comment down below. If you can, please refrain from using God will be there and God blah blah blah, because right now, I don't really have faith in him right now. And he's just not what I need to focus on. I just need to focus on getting better. So, please stay tuned for part 2. Just know I'm going to give myself a couple of minutes, and I'll be right back, okay? So, thank you guys so much for watching, and please subscribe. Stay tuned for part 2.